This is lesson 5.2, writing quadratic equations. So now instead of taking an equation and graphing, we're going to look at a graph and try and write the equation for the graph, or we may just be given particular information about the parabola that we're trying to write the equation for. So I can write equations of parabolas in any form. So again, we're going to look at all three of those forms and how we can move between them. Just a reminder again of what the quadratic function forms are. Standard form gives you the y-intercept. The vertex form gives you the vertex hk value, and then the intercept form is going to give us x-intercepts. So those are the forms that we'll be writing, and here's an example of a graph then. And I wonder what information can we readily figure out on the graph that would help us write the equation. And hopefully you're seeing that it has x-intercepts at 5 and 8. So they've really given us the intercepts. So I could write the factors that gave us those two intercepts of 5 and 8. They would be x minus 5 and x minus 8. But that's not quite complete because I need an a value to go with that. So let me move this over a little bit more. Okay. So y equals, I don't know my a, but I know x minus 5 and I know x minus 8. And so what I really need to figure out the a value is an x value and a y value that I can plug in from some other point that's on the graph. So something that I can readily see goes right through the corners of the grid. And so like here's a great point right here. I could use that. It's 4, negative 8. So I'm going to put negative 8 in here for y, and I'm going to put 4 in for x. And so I get this equation, negative 8 equals a times negative 1 times negative 4. So that's negative 8 equals 4a. And a has a value of, oh, it's not negative 8. That's, the y value is positive 8. There we go. So you divide by 4 and you get 2 for your a value. So that's a. So now I can write intercept form. So my intercept form is y equals 2 x minus 5 times x minus 8. So there's one form I've written, okay? Now to get the other forms, I can just factor that thing out. I can multiply that out to come up with standard form. So I'm going to take y equals 2 times, and I'm going to box the x minus 5 and the x minus 8. I think you guys are good at box method. So we're going to go x minus 8, x minus 5. So we get x squared, negative 5x, negative 8x, and positive 40. So that's x squared minus 13x plus 40, and then just multiply them all by 2, and that gives me standard form. So 2x squared minus 26x plus 80. So there's my second form already. Okay. Whoops. I don't like that. I wanted a box. How's that? Oh, whatever. We're just going to go with that. Now for vertex form, that's a little trickier. So what we have to do is we've got to take and complete the square on this thing, I think. Or can we tell the vertex there? Let's just figure out the vertex. How about that? So for the vertex, I can say x equals negative 26 is opposite of b, so positive 26 over 2 times 2 or 4. And that gives me 4 goes into 26, 6.5 times. So the x-coordinate is 6.5, which, oh, yeah, I could have just averaged 5 and 8 as well. 5 plus 8 is 13, half of 13 is 6.5. Now plug that value back in to get the y. I think I'll plug it back in up here into the intercept form, though. That might be easiest. So just doing this work over here now, I'm going to go y equals 2 times 6.5 minus 5, and then 6.5 minus 8. So that's 2, and then 1.5, and negative 1.5. So I think that's negative 2.25 doubled makes negative 5.5, negative 4.5. And that seems to fit my graph. 2.25 times 2 is negative 4.5. Yeah, so the vertex is down here at 6.5, negative 4.5. So my vertex form would be y equals 2 is still the a, and then x minus the x coordinate, and then plus, or minus in this case, 4.5. And so there's vertex form right there. Okay. So not bad. Takes a little work to do those. You guys give one a try here. Stop the video and start it back up when you're finished. I think, again, this one, I think the vertex is very evident, and the intercepts are also very evident, and the y-intercept is really evident. So, man, we've got a whole bunch of information here on this one. Let's go ahead and look at intercept form to start with. So y equals, we don't know a, but the factors that give us negative 4 and negative 2 would be x plus 4 and x plus 2. And I'm going to plug in another point. So here's a good point right here. I could use the vertex point too. You want to let's just do that. So the vertex is negative 3, 1. So y is 1. X is negative 3. And so that gives me positive 1 times negative 1. So that's a negative 1 for a, negative 1a. And so a is negative 1. So my intercept form would be y equals negative 1, x plus 4, x plus 2. So there's one form. Okay. Now let's do vertex form. That should be easy because we know the vertex already. Y equals a is negative 1, x minus negative 3, comma, plus 1. And there's our vertex form. Well, now we just need standard form. So we'll box out, we'll just take our intercept form and FOIL that out, box that out. We're going to go x plus 4, x plus 2, x squared, 4x, 2x, and 8. So we have y equals negative 1 times x squared plus 6x plus 8. And then distribute our negative, and we get negative x squared minus 6x minus 8 for our standard form. Okay. Not bad. So let's look at example 2. This time we don't have a graph, but they've given us some information. So here's a vertex, and we know it passes through the point 2, negative 3, so they're giving us a vertex and a point. So I'm going to start with vertex form, right? So y equals a x minus 3 squared minus 5. Now I just need the a value. Well, that's why they gave me this point. Here's an xy pair that I can plug in for x and y to figure out a. So let's do that work over here. Y is negative 3. We're looking for a. X is 2. Two minus 3 is negative 1 squared. So that's positive a minus 5, because negative 1 squared is 1, so that just becomes a. Then we add 5 to negative 3, and we get a is 2. So vertex form is 2 times x minus 3 squared minus 5. Okay. So standard form, I could just multiply that one out. Okay. So let's do that. Let's multiply that thing out. So we have y equals 2 times x minus 3 needs to be boxed because we're squaring x minus 3. So x minus 3, x minus 3, that's x squared minus 3x plus 9. So x squared minus 6x plus 9 minus 5. So let's double everything. And then subtract 5. 18 minus 5 is 13. And so standard form is y equals 2x squared minus 12x plus 13. Now can we get the intercept form? So to find the x-intercepts, we're going to have to solve one of these, right? So would you rather solve the vertex form, or would you rather solve the standard form? Well, I'm going to solve the vertex form. So we're going to go like this. I'll do my work up here. So we're going to set it equal to 0. 2x minus 3 squared minus 5. So we add 5 and divide by 2, and that equals x minus 3 squared. So now we take the square root of that, and so we get this. We get x yeah, I take the square root of both sides. Oh, okay, yeah, I lost my place there. So I have positive negative root 5 halves equal x minus 3, and then I just add 3 to the other side. So my roots are 3 plus or minus root 5 halves. So I can simplify that root 5 halves. I can't leave it like that, right? So I'm going to multiply by root 2 over root 2. And so it's root 10 over 2, okay? So there's my roots right there. And so then I got to write that in intercept form, so I'm just going to go y equals, a is 2, x minus 3 plus root 10 over 2, and then x plus 3 minus root 10 over 2. And so there's vertex form, or excuse me, there's intercept form right there. So yeah, it doesn't look very nice, does it, because of those irrational roots. But it is what it is, okay? So you guys try this one here and see how you do on that. Write the equation of the parabola that has roots at 7 and negative 1, and they give a y-intercept. So we know the roots. So if we know the roots, then we're going to do intercept form. So x minus 7 and x plus 1. And I need to figure the a value, so I'm going to plug in the y-intercept is negative 21. Well, that's really 0, negative 21. That's an xy pair. So I'm going to plug in negative 21 for x, or excuse me, for y, and then 0 in for x. So that just becomes negative 21 equals negative 7a, and then a is 3. So intercept form is y equals 3, x minus 7, x plus 1. All right, there's one form. Okay, now vertex, well, standard form, let's just FOIL that out, right? Let's box that. So we're going to box x minus 7 and x plus 1. And so we get standard form is going to be y equals 3 times x squared minus 6x minus 7, and then finally 3x squared minus 18x minus 21. Okay, so that's our standard form. And then let's see if we can get our vertex. What's halfway between 7 and negative 1? So the x-coordinate of our vertex, x is 7 plus negative 1 over 2, or 3. And then the y value would be, let's plug that back in here, 3 times 3 minus 7 times 3 plus 1. I'm just choosing intercept form and plugging 3 in. And I get 3 times negative 4 times 4. So that's a negative 16 times 3 is negative 48. So the vertex is 3x minus 3 squared minus 48. Okay. All right, there's a worksheet you can try there.